Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and episodes in pop culture. Let's see how those episodes may or may not affect our daily lives. Listen, we are back here with the only show that we are reviewing, which is, at this point, Bel Air. I was reviewing Kings of Napa. Y'all, I can't do it. Because I don't have that app or anything like that, so it gets to be very cumbersome to go to my connect's house and to watch the movie, then come back and all that other stuff. So it was, and the views weren't as significant as I thought it would be. So I'm not reviewing that show. Ginger lemonade. So what I'm doing now is Bel Air. I am going to go over some more shows. I will find another show. There is a Marvel show coming up, I think, towards the end of this month. I've got to go see Batman. So there's a whole lot of stuff that I got to do, but that's not why we are here. We are here because we are reviewing Bel Air, Season 1, Episode 6, entitled The Strength to Smile. Now, this episode, it was a decent episode. It had a lot of moving parts. So let's just get to it. I'm not going to go in any type of order. I'm just going to go out what stands out to me. You all go and watch the show. It is a good show. So let's get to it. So as we open up, we see Will is upset. He is upset because Trey has gone on like Facebook, Twitter, someplace on social media, child, and has badmouthed Will because Will has made the decision to stay in Bel Air, calling him a traitor, a sellout, and all these different things. But, all of that because he's hurt that Will didn't do what he thought Will should do, which was to go back home and play ball with him, and they be the Cape Crusaders and the duo of the basketball Philly world. He was wanting him to do that. And like I said, and Viv put it so very eloquently. That night, y'all took two different paths. Y'all are going towards greatness, but y'all are going to two different paths. And so everyone should just respect that. Will was upset. He was crying. And Viv went to go see about him. He's like, y'all just need to give me space. And he was being a little irate. Uncle Phil said he wanted to talk to him, was calling his name. And Will, he was ignoring him at first. Then he turns around, what? And then he ends up breaking an art piece in the house. So somebody gonna have to pay for that art piece because the person who made it was really looking forward for that piece to be sold, and Will has broken it. Anyway, Uncle Phil was like, in my office now. And again, that wonderful, wonderful male energy to let him, to understand that his reactions and behaviors have consequences, but to also let him know that he's not alone in feeling like this. They all have lost friends and people that they love because they decided to do something different than what their friends or family members wanted them to do. Will understood, and Uncle Phil gave him a big old hug, and I was really, really, really proud of that. That type of male energy, caring, strength, and that nurturing in that male energy, and also teaching. So Will got that there. So we see Hillary. She's at the influencer house. She's in the influencer house and she's getting ready to do some stuff. And then the two knuckleheads on social media, I don't know what their names are. Frick and Frack is what I'm gonna call them. They come in doing their little stuff, making a mess, all in the name of prank. She's trying to cook and they're like, well, you haven't cooked for the house. And she says, well, if you let me get to it, I can do that. And so they had reminded Hillary that she's supposed to put out content every 24 hours. That's a lot of content. lot of content to put out every, content for 24 hours. So she's going to have to be doing a whole lot just to keep up with that schedule. The freaking frack is what I'm calling them. The two Dunce twins. They said that the owner of the house is a real taskmaster. He's very into the algorithms and stuff like that. And she has a deadline that, every 24 hours that she's supposed to put out content. So she was working on that content. But what happened was the caterer for Aunt Viv's event for Lisa's mom, they triple booked. I bet you they didn't say nothing when they took Aunt Viv's money, but they claimed that they triple booked. And they could not do her event. So she's scrambling. And so she was talking to Uncle Phil about it. And he was like, well, call Hillary. Hillary will help. And sure enough, Hillary did come through, honey. Hillary made gumbo, a king cake, looked like some cornbread muffins, and some other kind of stuff she made that I guess everyone was able to eat and fit and stuff like that. To eat. Hillary was back there cooking, honey. She had all them people helping her cook, and it looked good too. So whoever is the food stylist for this show, that gumbo did look good. That roux, I was like, that roux looked good. That roux looked real good. Little Ashley was all excited because her crush is coming to the event. And she was seeking some advice from Hillary. And Hillary was like, just talk to her. Let her know how you feel. So Ashley was all excited about that. So then we see Carlton. Carlton is bogarting Lisa, just in there, it's going to be okay. And, we're going to say this poem, because she did a poem. Her part in the production is what I'm going to call it, is that she was going to do a poem that she had written in honor of her mom. Her mom had died from lupus. So she had done a poem in honor of her mom. And so she was, it was going to be a two-part, Ashley. She was going to say a part, Carlton was going to say a part, she was going to say a part, and Carlton was going to say a part. And Carlton is still on this thing that Will should stay away from Lisa and, stay away from her, don't talk to her. And Lisa went up to Will and said, hey, how you doing? And Will was being a little distant. She didn't understand. And he was like, well, I know with all the stuff that you had to do with your mom, I thought maybe it would be too much for me to, he was basically trying to tell her without telling her that Carlton has forbade him to see her. But he just basically tried to bring it back around her mom. She was, she was a little hurt. She didn't understand what was going on. But, you saw old Carlton lurking in the background like he did, trying to make sure that Lisa and Will didn't have any kind of quiet time together. So that's towards the beginning. Uncle Phil got some news, and then about his campaign. He received a text about some campaign, and then he got old 007 Jeffrey on the case. I don't know what it was, but we'll find out later. But y'all, he had old 007 Jeffrey get on it, baby. That Jeffrey boy, I don't know what to call him. I really don't, because he is the jack of all trades. He is. I mean, I know he is a house manager, but he's just doing he's almost like crisis intervention or something. I have not seen that type of position before. Just Johnny on the spot, but he's double O Jeffrey as far as we're concerned. So he has left the house to go finish that stuff. Viv is scrambling to get ready. While Hillary was cooking, she had mentioned about how their mom was very upset that Lisa's mom has passed away, because that was her best friend, and she treated her like a sister. Since Aunt Vi and their mom got into it. So Ashley was asking, what happened? What's the tea? Baby, we want to know the tea too, because Uncle Phil shut that down. Daddy Phil shut that down. He's like, we ain't going to have all that stuff going on. Because Hillary said, I don't know. But all I know is Aunt Vi and Mama wasn't talking for a while. So I'm going to get Lisa's mama's name. I want to say Grace was her name. I think she said her name was Grace. Anyway, child, I'm not real good with names. But baby, I told y'all a couple of reviews ago on this that there is something going on between Vivian and her sister Vi. Is your name Viola? But honey, Viv and Vi, they got some history. Something is going on, and I think it has a lot to do with Will's father. Let us find out that Viv and Vi was liking the same man. That's one of my predictions. That's prediction 1. Prediction 2. Will's dad is in jail somewhere. And Yamacraw was defending him and didn't get him off. So Vi was upset about that. That's prediction number 2. Because whatever it is, Vivian and Phil, they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about it at all. Vivian and Phil are like, we don't want to really talk about that. And she has a very Vivian has a she's close to the vest with that. So we finna figure this out. We about to figure this out. So baby, we get on to the auction. Lisa comes in with her father and her soon-to-be stepmother, who's pregnant at the moment. And baby, this woman is trying to come in here and basically make things about her. So she's talking with Vivian and telling her, it's very difficult for me and Lisa to connect. Angela is her name. Angela is the wicked stepmommy. Angela is coming in and she's like, we're just, because when she walked in the door, I don't know if y'all peeped this, but when Angela walked in the door, boy, her eyes got real big. She's looking around like, these folks right here got it going on. She ain't finna get that from her police chief husband. Soon-to-be police chief husband. She's not gonna get all of that from her soon-to-be police chief husband. But honey, she walked in gawking, eyes wide open, and so she was like, she was talking to Vivian and Vivian's sorors, and she's like, I'm trying to bond with Lisa, and it's hard. And Vivian was trying to explain to her, give her some time. This is new with you coming in, having a baby. And she's like, well, you know what? I think what would be a great way for me to bond with her is if I speak and say a few words. Stepmama, you ain't even know that lady. However, we're gonna get to some. We found out some tea about old stepmama. She told on herself. Didn't think she was telling on herself, but she told on herself. This ain't about you, boo. There's nothing on there that's about you. You were not friends with this woman. You are just now sleeping with this woman, about to be this this dead woman's husband. You're about to marry him. So this has nothing to do with you, and you inserting yourself in this whole production is odd, but you don't see it. You seem like you want to be the attention thing, and that's the tension that Lisa feels. She feels like she is just trying to just erase her mama, because they're selling the house that she had. They're building a new house. They're going to sell this house, get a new house, because she's stepmama Angela is an interior decorator. So she wants to redecorate. She wants to, I guess, show her skills as a decorator and decorate the new home, which is fine. But, everything is just happening. And Lisa's father seems like one of those men that is so wrapped up in all the stuff that he needs. He's not really paying attention to his daughter. He's not paying attention to anything. He's just so wrapped up that, I need this woman. I need to have me a woman. and whatever she wants, I'm gonna give it for her, and not thinking about that you still have a child whose mother just recently passed away right before the panorama, and you need to be making sure that your baby is good, and she's over here stressed and all this other stuff. But anyhow, let's keep moving. So everything looks good. The party starts. It's a Mardi Gras themed party. Like I said, Hillary got all the food on point. Will and Ashley and all of them got the little swag bags on point. The seating and the decorations, all that's on point. Everything's in full swing. So it's a silent auction. So people are bidding on different paintings. How about old light skin done showed up? That's Michael Ealy's character, Reed. He done showed up. And he's he's walking around or anything like that. He's talking to Viv. And apparently the soror that likes Jeffrey told him that Vivian was painting again. So old light skin takes it upon himself to walk through these folks' house to look for her studio so he could see her painting. Old light skin. Stay at these folks' house. It was cordoned off so you wouldn't have to go through there. You ain't had no business running and rummaging through folks' stuff, going through her painting. She didn't want you to see that. She didn't want the world to see that. You ain't had no business up in there. Just rummaging through folks' house. That's one thing I can't stand. If they have a section for you to be in their house, that's where you go. You just don't run all up and through people's houses like that. They didn't give you permission to do all of that. Well, anyway, let me get to before old light skin. Angela has another conversation with Vivian, and she decides that, hey, I'm going to say a few words. And Vivian was like, hey, the program is tight. There is no room, and we want to keep the program the way it is. But wicked stepmama is hell-bent and determined that she going to say a few words on this program. You know, she going to find a way to make it about her to remind everybody the boy is mine. And I'm going to get up here and say what I got to say. Lisa's feelings be damned. Anyway. So she was a little upset with that. Because she also found out that this is where stepmama done told on herself. You know how Will is so charismatic. And he comes over and he's like, hey, how y'all doing? Da 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 da. He meets the stepmama because he feels some tension. So he breaks the ice a little bit. So then old stepmama told on herself. She said that, she had never been to wherever this was, Palm Springs or wherever it was. They were having some kind of golf tournament. And that she was at this golf tournament with old Chief of Police. And she said that Chief of Police won that golf tournament. And she said that he told her that Chief of Police told wicked stepmama that she was his good luck charm. Baby, Vivian started doing the math, and the math wasn't mathing because she won that, police chief won that tournament in 2018, and his wife died in 2019. So that means that you was down there being old mistress of the golf tournament. That's what you was doing, wicked stepmama. You done pulled your card and messed around and told on yourself. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if Vivian tells her husband, because at this point, that's information that I think Uncle Phil could use. But anyway, let's keep going. So she's upset because she's had that little run-in with her, and she goes upstairs to her studio. And who's in her studio? Old light-skinned. The devil with the blue eyes. That's who's up there in the studio. Talking and, oh, you need to show your artwork. And she's like, it's not ready yet. Oh, I think it's ready. I think it looks wonderful. I think it's marvelous. I think you need to show it off. And he's just talking and being smooth and all this other stuff. Baby, Yamakra was on his way someplace and saw that mess. Baby, Yamakra was like, Scar! Oh, Vivian, who your friend? Baby, he was not playing that. She was like, oh, this is Reed. And, he's here. He owns a gallery and everything like that. And then old light skin trying to be smooth as silk. devil with the blue eyes, sitting up here talking about something. She has this work and it should be shown to the public and all this other stuff. And then Uncle Phil was like, wait a minute, I didn't know that you were painting. And Vivian's like, yeah, I'm just, I got an inspiration, and so I decided to, to paint and do whatever. But anyway, before Uncle Phil went in, he old devil with the blue eyes, old light skin, made a bet with Vivian that if her painting sells for $15,000, that she was going to have to do a show. And she was like, I don't think that's going to happen. But see, old light skin, they always have a plan of action, honey. He wants what he wants from Vivian, hell or high water. But anyway, and so he convinced her to show her artwork at the silent auction. And so she begrudgingly agreed. And, Uncle Phil was like, yeah, you should do that. You should do that. So light skin go turn around and get ready to try to take the painting downstairs. Uncle Phil was like, hold on. You need to let that go. He was like, oh, I don't mind. He said, I mind. I'll get somebody to do that. You a guest. Let's get you back down here and do those guest things. Woo! Baby. Oh, light skin, he trying to play it off, but oh, light skin. Baby, you need to leave Uncle Phil's wife alone. Because all he has to do is whisper in the ear of 00 Jeffrey, and your butt is gone. You better ask Rashad, whatever his name is. Go ask Rashad what happens when you mess with Yamakra. So things get to moving. Lisa does her poem. Anyway, well, let me tell you about Lisa and Will. Lisa's a little upset because, like I said, she feels like her stepmother is trying to erase her mom. This is an event for her mom, and her stepmother is trying to find a way to weasel her way into it. So she's standing by the, in the back of the property, and Will comes up, and she's talking to Will about it. And Will is doing his best to stay away, but Lisa lets loose that he said something about Carlton, and she was like, Carlton is exhausting. I know he's helping me because he knows that I'm vulnerable, and he's trying to get in where he fits in with me. But she says, we're dealing with Carlton and his emotional baggage. It is exhausting, and he is exhausting, and I just can't do that. He's not even thinking about what I need. He's so busy trying to move in and make points and go with me and stuff like that. But baby, from the balcony, Carlton hears all this, and Carlton goes MIA from the function because he's supposed to be doing the 2-part poem with Lisa. So it's coming up on Lisa's time. So Aunt Viv and Uncle Phil send Will to go find Carlton. Baby, Carlton's up there sniffing every Xanax pill he got in his prescription. Now, Carlton says it's Xanax, but I did look up, and you can snort. You got to crush it up and do it like that. You can snort the Xanax. It's supposed to be, it's supposed to have an immediate reaction because you're sniffing it, and I guess it gets in your mucous membranes and stuff like that. But I'm sorry. I think it's a little bit more than Xanax. It just gives me that feel. But he has sniffed up so much of that stuff that he is just like almost in a paranoia. And he's crying and he's mad at Will. I heard what y'all said, but that's how Lisa feels. If that's how Lisa feels, that's how Lisa feels. And you just going to have to deal with the fact that you are exhausting, Carlton. You are exhausting. You are exhausting. Your ex-girlfriend is saying that you're exhausting. You're exhausting. So he's upset, but he is in no shape to get out there because, honey, he is just tweaking central. He's just no shape to do it. So he cries, and Will, lets him know, hey, we're here for you. I'm here for you. Let it out. So he's, Carlton realizes that he's not going to be able to get back with Lisa because Lisa is not that because she wants to be with Will. Will is not the person in the way. It's Carlton. He is too exhausting for her. She can't deal with her own feelings, always feeling like she's tied up, making sure that he's okay. So Lisa does her poem, and let me back up. So you remember Uncle Phil had somebody bring that painting down? So while the painting's down, old Light Skin goes, because it's a silent auction, he puts in there anonymous, and he puts his paddle number on there for $15,000, because from Hell and High Water, he wants Vivian to start painting again. Old Yamacraw sees that. He goes up and sees that if he bid $15,000, he comes behind him and he bids $20,000. So he doesn't know why he did it, because he wasn't in. Well, yes, he does. I'm sorry. Yes, he does. But he bids the $20,000 because he's got his eye on old Light Skin. And I'm sorry, he's about to call Double O Jeffrey on old boy. Watch what I tell you. So anyway, Will fills in for Carlton. It was a beautiful poem that Lisa did for her mom. Will fills in for Carlton. So as she comes down, wicked stepmother go get up here. Wicked stepmother Angela, I'm going to say a few words. And such like that. And Vivian said, no, you're not going to say anything. And wicked stepmother go say, Chief of Police said that she could say some words. What's she say that for? Vivian said, well, this ain't Chief of Police house. This Chief of Police didn't put this on. You can't come up in my house telling me what you gonna do and what you not gonna do. And I done told you, you're not gonna do this thing. Baby, everybody heard it. Old wicked stepmama Angela was so embarrassed. And then old Chief of Police gets up and says, okay, baby, we gonna go. So she walks off because she's embarrassed now. She walks off. So then Chief of Police comes over and says, I bet you want to know why you lost that Times endorsement. And Yamacraw says, I already know why I lost that endorsement. He said, because you're running. That's right, I'm running. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Now, you remember that piece of information about him tipping out on his wife back in 2018? Vivian hadn't talked to Yamacraw yet, so I'm quite sure that she is going to divulge that information, and that's going to be some information that's going to be on the campaign trail. However, tit for tat, that Chief of Police is also going to be digging up some information up on Philip. We already know that he's going to dig up some information on Yamacraw. So it's looking like we finna get this political party thing is going to heat up. The only other thing is Ashley got her heart broken because Lucia does not like her. She likes Will. And that reminds me of an episode of way back of Will but anyway. So Lucia likes Will. So and Hillary went to do a sweet potato creme brulee so she could meet her deadline for the influencer house. So basically that was it. It was a good episode. I am glad we got introduced to Wicked Stepmama and Chief of Police and his stuff going on. So the political race is going to heat up. I think in the next couple of episodes, we're going to see this political race heat up. Also, I guess that senator, you remember that came at the last episode trying to talk Phil out of Yamacraw, out of not endorsing the police. I think that is the person that Uncle Phil asked Double O Jeffrey to look out for. So I think Jeffrey is about to pull up some information on these folks, and those folks are going to pull up information about Will. So we're going to see what's going on. It was a good episode, and I'm going to stick beside it. I promise I'm going to stick beside this one. I got this app. Y'all tell me what y'all think. What do you think is going to happen between Yamacraw and the Chief of Police? Do you think all their secrets are about to be exposed? Do you think Lisa and Will are going to be closer? Do you think it's going to come to a head with Carlton and because he's snorting this stuff. So it's at this point it is a drug addiction, because I know that he is snorting more than the recommended amount and dose. Do you think that they're going to find out? Because Uncle Phil came in and told Carlton that he knows his anxiety was working on him. That's why he didn't work with Lisa. Little did he know is that he had snorted up at least 3 or 4 lines of Xanax. But anyway, tell me what y'all think. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hey, tell your friends, tell your family, your co-workers, even tell them folks that you can't stand that I'm over here doing these videos. I am still on my quest for 500 subscribers. And we will see you next time. And as always, people, bye-bye.